This video was brought to you by NCIX. Great technology, selection, and service.
Hey guys, this is Dimitri and welcome back to another Hardware Knocks review. So Sony is quite late in this whole scene of tablets, particularly after the previous Xperia Tablet S was discontinued because of issues with uncovered ports that didn't exactly prove water resistant. So Sony has released an update to the Xperia tablet lineup with a few key features modified to improve durability and user experience. So you guys are looking at the Xperia Tablet Z, a 10-inch tablet that's sure to compete with Apple equivalent and many other 10-inch tablets on the market with a sub $500 price tag. Under the hood, the Xperia Z is running a Snapdragon S4 Pro. This is a quad-core processor at 1.5 GHz with 2 GB of RAM. It comes in usual 16 and 32 GB capacities and running Android 4.1 with a custom Sony UI. The display is a high-res 1920 by 1200, that equivalent of the latest Nexus 7. It's really nice, very vibrant colors, and when the screen is off, the tablet looks like a single piece of glass, as the black bezels blend in with the screen. It looks really cool and more elegant when compared to something like a low-end the Asus HD7 for example. Video playback is beautiful with vibrant colors and excellent contrast. The blacks are not washed out, and given such a nice high-res display, media consumption on this tablet is very enjoyable. My only complaint here is how reflective the glass is, and since the blacks are very deep black, they tend to blend in with the reflective bezel. Now let's talk about the form factor. The Xperia Z is incredibly slim and extremely lightweight at a little over a pound. Obviously 10-inch tablets are less portable when compared to smaller 7-inch pocket-sized devices, and just for reference, here's the latest Asus HD7, which is really nice to hold with one hand, but it's a different story with the Sony. Now it is a 10-inch device designed for operation with two hands, primarily in landscape mode, and the rubberized plastic backing helps with secure grip. Now because the device is so thin, it also turns out to be quite flexible. The build quality is just fine, but I wish the frame was reinforced to prevent the tablet from this much flexing. Now one of the cool features of the Xperia Z is the fact that it's waterproof, so all the connections are covered by these rubber seals. Just make sure they're all tightly in place before throwing it in water. Now they're quite annoying to open and flap around when using the ports, but we have all the regular connections starting with the 3.5mm headphone jack, power button and a volume rocker. At the bottom we have a standard micro USB for charging and data, and a micro SD card slot for expandable storage. The speakers are placed at the two corners at the bottom, so regardless of how you hold the tablet or what orientation, they're never muffled and have a fairly loud output. And they even play in water, so I was eager to do the water test, play a YouTube video and see how it handles some water cooling, and well, it works just fine. Of course this feature would not appeal to everyone, but the Z tablet also doubles as an underwater camera and a little underwater entertainment system. So speaking of the camera, the Z tablet comes equipped with the 8-megapixel rear-facing cam, and flipping the Xperia around, a 2-megapixel front-facing camera is also present. So the camera here is alright, and the camera functions have been taken directly from Sony's digital cameras, and we have a smart all-auto mode, 1080p video recording, and many other different functions for scene selection and bunch of effects. Picture quality here is alright, there's quite a bit of noise, even in brightly lit environments, and the blacks seem to be washed out, but you do have ISO and exposure compensation controls to adjust the look of your final image. Alright, so let's talk about the custom UI and performance. One of the very convenient little perks is the double tap wake up feature, which is awesome for not needing to pick up the tablet to access the power button. This tablet also has an IR receiver and a universal remote control app for your TV for example, and a bunch of other useful apps like Movie Studio, which is a built-in video editor, Sony's own Walkman for music playback, and Sony Select, which is a collection of recommended apps for the tablet. But since it's an Android, pages, widgets are highly customizable, and Sony's own UI blends in very well with this whole Android environment. So the overall user experience is very satisfactory with very fluid performance for YouTube playback or gaming. I did encounter stutter when switching orientation from portrait to landscape mode for example. There was a slight hiccup with playback, which is unexpected for this caliber of a product and given the high performance score. The Xperia Z lasted me an entire day of casual use, so about 10 hours, and that's another sacrifice due to such a thin body, as it can only carry a 6000 mAh battery pack. So overall, the Sony Xperia Z is one fine device, with an extremely slim body that complements its portability, powerful specs, and expandable storage. The high-res display is beautifully crisp with vibrant colors, and both front and back-facing cameras are a bonus. It's also not loaded with bloatware, but instead comes equipped with awesome apps to get you going for media consumption, and it's also waterproof, which might come in handy for use around the pool. But the Z tablet, because of its thin plastic and flexible body, doesn't feel as durable. The battery life is just okay because it cannot house a larger battery pack, and the 8-megapixel camera was a bit of a disappointment given the price range. I do however think that Sony is heading into a right direction with these tablets, as they do serve as multifunction devices such as a remote or underwater camera. The Xperia Tablet Z has its flaws, but if you are in the market for an incredibly slim and a light premium device, this just might be it, and we're giving it the HardWorkNux Damn Innovate Award. So thanks guys for watching. Let us know if you find this waterproof feature in any way useful, and if you do, how would you use it? Let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.